Alright, how is everyone doing? Give me 1 second, I forgot one thing that I needed to do before starting the stream. Alright, I'm back. Got my phone set up on the chat. Alright, so we'll just wait probably like 5 minutes to see who else shows up. If this is a bad time for people, sorry, but this is kind of the time that I have to work with now due to some personal commitments I've got going on. So I had to move it from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., which is why I hope most people who want to come to my stream saw the stop motion I put out earlier today explaining that as well. So, but I've been pretty busy today. Today's the first day that I actually got up at 6:30 and stayed awake this time, so an accomplishment there. Goal obviously is to keep doing that tomorrow as well. I worked on that. I worked on another stop motion for the Fire Squad series last week. Did all the filming and stuff for that. Just need to do the editing now. Worked a little bit more on the Hellfire Tank Droid mock today. And I found out today that we definitely need to get through more of these sets so I can find more of the number 3 elbow joint part. Because currently I do not have enough to even finish half of the second wheel. So yeah, but I got enough to where I now have my mocked up little torso thing. My torso that I was playing around with when I was first doing this. Actually, it'd be better if I just showed you guys. So let me show you what I've got so far. I tried building it on having a little stand to show me the angle that I want. I think the angle is a little too steep. I think you guys can see that. That's what I've got so far. So I've got the torso connected to the wheel using my really large wheel connection part or assembly that I've made, but yeah, it's not going too good because I can't use one of the couple of the parts I thought I was going to be able to use for the rounding out these edges because these joints get in the way. So I might have to do something different here with these. And like I said, I think the angle is a bit off for the wheels. They're a little bit too far, I think, from the torso. I think the torso is supposed to be closer to the wheels, and these are just angled out way too far. So I'm gonna see. Don't know if I'll have time to get to it today, but I have planned time tomorrow that I can do that as well. Later today, I should be going over to the local Home Depot, try and pick up some new containers for when we start working on phase 2. That I'll have some containers that we can use to do that with. So it should be a fun time. I thought I was going to be a little late to this stream because making lunch and eating lunch took what I thought was going to take longer than it actually did. So that's good. You might see a bunch of stuff over here. This was a bunch of stuff, extra little bits and pieces that I used for the Fire Squad animation. Like I said, I just need to put it back together. I need to edit it and add the sound effects and all that. I'm going to take a drink right now. I've also changed my mind on a few of the sets I thought I was going to disassemble for this Megasort, because a few of them I want to take with me when I go back up to university, because I think I will continue to make stop motions. I'm probably going to be able to bring like a single box worth of Lego with me, so I gotta be very selective of what I bring. If I bring anything else that's outside of the box, it's probably just gonna be stuff that I put on my desk to be desk tops and stuff like that, paperweights. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes, so let's get started with the actual sorting, which means I need to move my phone. So I've grabbed a new container for plates and a new container for slopes. Probably going to need a new container for special soon, but right now we are right now we're sorting out the 2006 Slave 1 set. So far we've made good progress. I need to slide this out more this way, and I think we're about halfway through it, so we're making some good progress. I've used, I think, most of these light gray bricks for making my stop motion that went out earlier today. I'm calling that that room that I guess you would call it my sig fig, even though I have multiple versions of that sig fig. That little like room that he's sitting in, I'm calling it my studio, because it's kind of a representation of what I would think my studio would look like if I had a studio within the Star Wars universe. At least that's what I try to portray. So it has a spot for a backpack, because my sig fig wears a backpack. It's got a computer, and probably have a few other things, but tried to make it as a clean, simple design, which I think in the future I'm gonna redo it to make it look a little bit better, because I want to try and get rid of all those lines that you can see in the wall by trying a different technique. Because right now the technique that I used was just brick built, where you just stack bricks on top of each other and build a wall like that, which is like Lego 101. So I'm hoping to try to do a different design in the future that will remove all those lines, and I'm glad to see that I was able to mostly make it so the only things that you see in the different frames and in the stop motion in general are only Lego parts, so that you don't accidentally see like a bunch of random stuff in the background. But it did teach me that if I'm ever going to start doing, like, if I do battle scenes again, it's going to be quite difficult to make it so you only see Lego. I will have to probably start learning how to do green screen effects. Hey, Brick Whisper, glad to see that you can make it to the stream. I hope that this is an okay time to do streaming at. I can't really change it, because I also saw a lot of people weren't able to make it to the 6 p.m. streams, so I'm hoping this is a good middle ground, because I can't do the 9 a.m. or the 1 p.m. streams anymore. They gotta be at this time. Hey, Survivalists, good to see that you're in there as well. If you want Survivalists, you can test out some different things with Nightbot. Speaking of who I need to actually add to the stream, if you want to do exclamation point commands, you can see all the commands that I've added to him recently. Okay, there we go. Nightbot will join soon. I changed a few of the timings on him as well, so hopefully he's going to be a little bit more of a productive member in chat, more of a productive participant in chat, but hopefully not too much that he doesn't just spam. But we'll have to see. Oh, hey Benny. Hey Benji. How are you, man? Right now I'm sorting out. Right now I'm doing a mega sort of my entire Lego collection. So anything that is newer than 2004 is being sorted and parted out into my parts collection. Right now we're sorting out a 2006 Slave 1. You might have to give it a minute, Survivalist, before you test it, because I just added Nightbot, so it might take him a little bit to officially join. Just chilling at work. Nice. Wait, so do you have to, like, how does your job work? Because I know you do IT, but do you have to, like, do you have to go on site, or do you, are you able to, like, just chill at home? So a few years back, before I moved out of Utah, moved out of the West for a couple of years. I broke down all of my sets into bags and then put those in boxes. I have a few sets that are put back together because while I was out of the West, I bought more sets and put some sets together. But I've gotten to the point where I feel like I want to, instead of just having the sets, I want to make custom vehicles and custom droids and stuff. So I need parts, and the one of the cheaper ways that you can get parts for your custom stuff is obviously to disassemble your sets so you get more parts. So that's what I've been doing. Yes, I just sorted 2 to 3,000 parts over today and yesterday. I'm so happy I got that done. Nice, Brick Whisperer. I feel accomplished every time we get done with one of these streams. The only one I didn't feel too accomplished for was that 6 p.m. one, 6 p.m. my time, just because it was late in the day. I was starting to get kind of tired. So it wasn't the greatest feeling for me, but yeah. Oh yeah, we're there right now. It's a charter school, so summers are like full of projects and things before school starts. Okay. But right now we're just like handling computers back to teachers, and it's super slow. Do you have to work with a lot of teachers that don't know how to use technology? Um, that's sweet. Yeah, it seems like they can get pretty pricey for specific parts. Yeah, my problem I'm running into right now, I'll show you, and everyone else who's in chat who wasn't here at the beginning. So currently I'm working on this. It's a Hellfire tank droid. I've gotten one wheel and started working on the torso and the connection between the wheel and the torso. Problem is these parts you see here that make up the wheel, they're a specific part. They're a number 3 elbow joint part. I am currently 100% out of those, to where this thing is supposed to have 2 wheels. It's going to sit awkwardly there. I'm only able to make this much of the next wheel. This is not even a full wheel. And I have to make a second circle of this, because this wheel takes 2 of them. So this is about like 3/4 of a wheel. So I'm hoping, and I'm hoping chat you guys can help me with this. If you see any number 3 elbow parts while we do our sorting, tell me about it in chat, because I need to keep those out of the mega sort so I can actually use them. Or it's going to be probably a very long time before I get around to actually finding them again. Every day, man. Yeah, that makes sense. I know a lot of there's a decent amount of my own teachers that don't understand technology. Now they can, and some of my professors, but now they kind of have to, because most of my classes now are online. Yeah, man, it'll be nice when it's done. A while back, I'd say about a month ago, I had a custom snail tank droid, like that droid you see during episode 3 during the Battle of Kashyyyk, that kind of looks like a snail. I had a custom version of that for a while, but then I recently just upgraded it to a 2.0 model. If you check out my channel and you see my channel's trailer video, I believe it should be that. It's super cool. It's even cooler. I know it doesn't look too big in the video, but man, when it's sitting on your table, like I'm looking at it right now, it's huge. It's just a bit shorter than the ATST sets that came out in 2016. It's 6 inches tall, 10 inches long, and 8 inches wide. So it's pretty big, and I love it because it's minifigure scale, and it just looks really cool. Let's see. I have one more container in my sorting bin, so I need to buy another one soon. Yeah, that's what I'm doing later today, hopefully. I'm gonna go to my local Home Depot and see if they have the specific type of container I'm looking for. If they don't, I'm gonna have to buy them online, unfortunately. So it means even more time. I recently 2 days ago, finally figured out which type of standalone microphone I want for these streams. So I got that, and I bought the webcam. The webcam is going to be shipping out, and it should arrive. It says by the end of the day of August 6th. So it's going to be a little bit on that, and I haven't got any word yet from Blue Yeti for my standalone microphone yet, but it'll probably take them about the same amount of time, hopefully, if not sooner. One more container with parts in it. Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping my local Home Depot has the parts. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, Brick Whisper, the acro mills. Because I have a few. My mother had a few of what like their competitors bins from back in like 2008, which are basically the same thing, but the acro mills are slightly bigger. And these ones that I got from her work really well, but the company unfortunately doesn't exist anymore as far as I can tell, or they don't make the specific containers I want anymore, so I'm gonna have to go for the acro mills one. And I'm hoping I can find the specific one I'm looking for, or I'm gonna have to get a combination of the one I'm looking for online and the one that Coconut recommends. Let's see. What mic? So it's a Blue Yeti Snowball? The Black Yeti, Blue Yeti Snowball XE? Whatever? I don't know. I didn't look too hard at it. I just know that most people, of all the things I've heard about Blue Yeti, it's usually good things, so. Like the other day, I caught another Lego Star Wars Creators stream, and he was using the exact one that I bought. So I was like, okay, made a good price purchase. The webcam is just one I found that looked pretty good from Walmart. Unfortunately, when I went to multiple different Walmarts in person, they were completely out. I even went to Best Buy, and Best Buy was completely out of standalone webcams and mics. So, yeah. Yeah, you're interested in a mic and webcam too. Yeah, because like right now, the webcam I'm using is the laptop, and the microphone you're listening. How do I want to phrase it? The microphone I'm using that you guys are hearing my voice from is my headset that I use for playing video games. And since I do these streams for like 2 hours a piece, the headset starts hurting my head. So I've recently found I need to wear a hat with a headset in order for me to be able to wear the headset for longer, but after a while it still kind of bothers my head. So if I can have it when I get the standalone mic, I'm hoping it'll be better quality for the stream, but also will help me with not hurting my head. So but there we go, last 4 parts for the Slave 1. So let me grab another box, or another set. This one is going to be the last set from a specific box. That means we've completed what, 6 boxes, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes left before we move on to these sets I have on display, kinda. This set that we're gonna work on now is the Echo Hoth set that came out in, I believe, 2012, which had like the Luke Skywalker figure and like the diaper, and it came with a medical droid and a few other things. So that's what we're gonna work on now. It's a bunch of white parts. I know if a specific viewer were watching right now, he'd say that he'd want this set because he's working on a Hoth mock. So it's a nice set, but it's kind of weird because Echo Base is in like a mountain, or is like underground and stuff, but this really isn't. So I just lost, I think, 3 pieces because the set is so big. I think, yeah, I just lost like 4 pieces onto my floor. So let me pick those up. Okay, good. I thought I just disconnected my headset again, but looked like I didn't. There's one more piece on the ground that I'll pick up before I catch up on chat, because I know I'm slightly behind. Come on. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought I lost that piece forever, but I can see it. Oh, okay. Pretty sure I lost that piece forever. I'll pick it up after stream. Let's see. That's not bad. Yeah. How do I sort my parts? So in the past I typically did by color, but I'm obviously changing that. So for the mega sort, for this phase 1 part of the mega sort, I have a container for just bricks, anything that I consider to just be a normal brick. This one is, I call it the special bin, because it's everything that's like Technic related with pins and stuff, and other things that I use constantly, like jumper plates and stuff like that. So anything that I consider like super unique compared to these other categories, I put in there. Printed and stickered stuff I put in this box right here. That way I have all that stuff put together as well. This box is for plates, including wing pieces that are plated, or that are plate size, so those all go in there. This one is all for tiles. This is what a tile looks like. Dishes and upside down plates, basically. Excuse me. And then this one is for all slopes. So anything that's bigger than a plate and kind of looks like a slope goes in here. Hopefully that answered your question. And then anything that's like, that doesn't really fit in there, like these windshields and stuff, I put in a separate container that I put away after stream. So for the time being, I usually just hide them behind the laptop. But so far, so good. I'm excited for phase 2, because phase 2 is when I start going through these bins and then sorting them out completely, hopefully. But phase 2 can't happen until I get some more containers, because right now all the ones I have right now are mainly filled with parts. So I get a few more and then reorganize these containers that I already have filled with stuff, which won't be too bad because most of them are plates and special stuff, so won't be too bad. But oh, something I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of the stream is something that really cool happened today. Is the channel Clone Plays is finally, or has finally, I don't want to say finally, why do I keep saying that, has reached the goal, or is getting really close to the goal of 50 subs for the month of July. Right now we're actually at 40, so 10 more, and I'll do a mock contest of my own. It's gonna be, well, this first one will probably be normal, but the ones I do in the future will be slightly different than your typical mock contest. So but we're getting really close. If we can achieve 50 subscribers by the end of the month, I'll do a mock contest. All right, Brick Whisper. Thanks for joining for the amount of time that you're able to. It's always great to see you in chat. Hopefully you have a good time with whatever you got to do now. So see ya, man. I need to level out this pile. So yes, I have considered streaming on Twitch. The thing is I was talking with some people, and they said that for the Lego stuff, I should probably do it on YouTube. Hey, Brick Neo Productions, good to see you here. Welcome to the stream. Right now, we're working on the 2012 Echo Hoth set, and just sorting it out, and making sure I put things in the right spot. I forgot to mention it, and it's probably too late for Brick Whisper, but anything that's like minifigure really, like lightsabers and contain like boxes and crates and stuff, I put in this container. But I have considered streaming on Twitch. It's just a lot of the people that I talked to about it said that for the YouTube stuff, I should keep it on YouTube. And yeah. So that's why I'm using Streamlabs right now, because with Streamlabs I know you can stream to multiple platforms. I just haven't done it yet. I don't know how popular watching someone with Lego sorting would be on Twitch. Even though I know there's like that just chatting category, which is probably what I would put this in under, because there's not really a specific like Lego category thing. So survivalist, if you do exclamation point commands, that should be it. If that doesn't work, I'm not in a position to look it up, but if you just go to the Nightbot website, you can see You can see what the basic commands are at least. No, I'm using Streamlabs, which I guess now is called Streamlabs OBS or whatever, since the last time I used it. It's what a few people that I watch stream use. And then I just looked it up because it was the first thing that I could remember for streaming. I mean, you get something and call it a chill stream and probably do really good, haha. There you go, Nightbot, or Survivalist. I guess click that link and Nightbot will tell you all the commands. You, because you're a mod, you have more commands than the typical viewer has. Because I made some that only mods can do, because I don't want those ones that are mod specific getting spam, so yeah. Let's see, what is Nightbot's joke? Life hack: if you're driving for a long time and getting tired, you should listen to comedians. It's impossible to fall asleep while laughing. Okay, it looks like the command for links doesn't work. Oh, okay, it did work. Just took it a second. All right. Be careful not to spam all of those commands right in a row, Survivalist. The point for making those some of those commands mod only was so they wouldn't get spammed. Oh, that's actually slow. I'm happy to see these parts because these you can use to make sliding doors and things move back and forth and things like that. I personally haven't had enough of them in my collection put together so I can actually use them in a really cool way, but I'm hoping now that I'm doing the mega sort that will not be the case anymore. Yep, I hope you like those. Some of those that were ones I made a couple of days ago. The support one I made like right before I started streaming, so that one was kind of an older command. And then obviously there's all the I almost just made it. There's all the standard commands that Nightbot has. So yeah. My table is struggling. Apparently if I lean a little too hard on it, it starts making noises, which it didn't do yesterday, so I don't know what's different about today. But yeah, like it says, this is a Q&A. At least I think it says that. So yeah, Q&A with Megalegosaur. So if you have any questions for me, or about the history of this channel or whatever, let me know. I am always open to questions because they give me things to talk about. Maybe Survivalist. I still haven't started really working on putting together a playlist for songs, so if you have any suggestions, or if anyone else in chat has suggestions for copyright free music for the streams, let me know. Don't put links in chat, but just tell me what the name of the song is and where to find it, and I'll look it up later. Nice thing about the set is there's a decent amount of these tiles, because this is still the first container of tiles and dishes and stuff I'm working on. All of these other ones already have multiple containers filled with their specific category. So the hope is I can eventually fill this one, because tiles are actually super important, and I'm kind of disappointed I don't have that many of them. In a collection that I found out the other day is over 50,000 plus bricks and parts. I'm super surprised that a lot of that isn't tiles. Most of it's plates, special bricks, and slopes, but not a lot of tiles apparently. which is another reason why I need to do this mega sort, because I apparently have over 50,000 Lego bricks, and it wasn't very neatly organized until hopefully starting last week. So far what I'm doing is way better than my previous sorting method was to begin with, so making good progress no matter what. I'm just hoping to make even more progress after this. But yeah, probably gonna need a new container for special for the next tomorrow's stream. Luckily, I remember to change out the slopes and the plates before the stream started, because I did it like 2 minutes before the stream started. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break and take another drink. This set has a decent amount of unique Technic pins that will come in handy in the future for making specific angles and things like that to work, whereas previously it wouldn't without that part. Which is the nice thing about Lego. The downside also about Lego though is because there's so many different parts. It's hard to get them all organized, but once you do, there's so many possibilities, because you can do so many things in so many, like the same thing in so many different ways. So you can always have something that's unique and still accurate to whatever you're doing. Or if you're just doing like whatever you want, then you can make whatever you want look super awesome. Oh, there's another blaster in there. Nice. Another blaster to add to the rest of my blasters. Oh yeah, I forgot this side had gears in it. I think there's a couple of doors that you can open. So having more gears is always nice. Especially when you don't have that many belts, conveyor belt parts. It's always nice to have gears because you can just gear chain stuff together. I would like to get some more belts. I'm gonna have to get some more conveyor belt like parts or treads for that Hellfire tank, because I'm all out. Unless I want to steal some of my treads from my snail tank 2.0 mock, then I would have enough treads, which I think I will, just so I can get the prototyping done for the Hellfire and make it look decent. Albeit it's most likely gonna be missing its second wheel for quite a while. Unless we can find, I think if I remember right, excuse me, unless you're starting to attack me, I'm pretty sure it takes each wheel, each side of the wheel takes 32 of those number 3 elbow joints, so you need 64 per wheel. So I need quite a bit. Did I keep anything to just display and only display? Yeah, so I have a few exceptions. So anything that's any Lego Star Wars set that's older than 2005, which is pretty much all of like the first like original Lego Star Wars sets, which is where like all the minifigures were yellow skinned and not the flesh tones that they are today, and those sets also used a different type of gray and light gray. So those sets I'm going to put together probably some building streams in the future, maybe, as I get high pitch for that. Because some of those that I own aren't complete sets. They were secondhand, so they're missing quite a few parts. But I got a few put together. I got a few that are 100% there, so those will be put together in building streams. Also, Ultimate Collector Series sets. Like I got it secondhand because my dad happened to notice like someone was selling it. I've got the Red 5 X-Wing set, so that won't be on display. That one's it's really big, so obviously it's gonna go on display. It takes a lot of parts. Depends on the set, and depends on how popular that specific vehicle is. So certain sets of that age are still around the same price as when they originally came out, and other ones are not at all because of how popular that specific vehicle is. Like the AT-AT is pretty iconic and pretty popular vehicle, so I'm lucky that I got one in a random parts bag from a thrift store a long time ago for my grandmother. It's still missing parts, but I'm still finding, when I go to a couple of these secondhand shops near where I live, I have found a few more parts that go to it here and there. The Ultimate Collector Series sets, it's not that they're rare, it's just they're already expensive to begin with because they're got the title of Ultimate Collector Series, so they're larger and bigger sets. They're not play sets, they're designed to be display models and things you would just display around your house, so they're already more expensive than the typical set. And again, they suffer from, it depends if the vehicle or scene is popular by fans and stuff. Then when the set gets retired officially, then the price goes way up because it gets retired, so Lego's no longer making them and making more sets of it, so you have to find them secondhand. And yeah, so it depends. Also, like, it also kind of depends on when you started collecting Lego. Like, I started collecting Lego in 2007, 2008, so I've had a decent amount of exposure to most of Lego Star Wars sets. Obviously, there's all those before 2007 that I missed, so those are all going to be secondhand to me unless I pay even more and buy ones that are still in the box, which I've only done that for one set. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm still learning new things here and there though, but I do know quite a bit. Hopefully it's not too boring when I start going on little tangents like that, but yeah, when I get going on stuff like that, I talk for quite a bit. But it also does mean I'm talking, so at least I'm saying stuff and not taking these long pauses for the streams, because that's why I started streaming, doing this Megasort, because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to I wasn't gonna have enough motivation to finish it if I didn't stream. So I'd have the peer pressure, positive peer pressure from having people come and watch. Gives me the motivation to actually continue and get this done, because it needs to get done. For the things I want to start doing in the future, I need to get this stuff sorted now, or I'm gonna have to do it then, and it'll be a pain then, because the collection will just keep getting bigger. Nice. So do you feel like if I streamed this to Twitch too, that there'd be people watching over there as well? If so, I will definitely consider it, because it's honestly not that more hard for me to do it to both. Yeah, that's why probably occasionally you'll hear me ask chat to ask me questions, because I occasionally ran out of things to talk about. Like last week, I tried to do a 6 p.m. stream just to see if I could help other people who weren't making it to my 1 p.m. and my 9 a.m. streams, to see if they could make it to that one. It wasn't that successful compared to the 1 p.m. and the 9 a.m. one, and I was tired because I'd already done a bunch that day, and I honestly just ran out of things to talk about because there wasn't that much participation in chat, unfortunately, so I ran out of things to say and stories to share. Yeah, if you just did just chatting and turn on some like really chill music or something, that'd be sweet. Okay, I'll consider that. Got any songs that you would recommend adding to a playlist like that? Obviously, they're copyright free because I'm in no situation at the moment to purchase any music licenses. Uh, most things I've heard about starting to stream is to have someone else with you so you can talk to them and not focus on the stream. Yeah, I've seen that as well, but the problem is with some of them. Obviously, everyone's different, but with some of those streams, is they completely ignore the chat. So when people start actually joining their chat, the streamer or streamers are not responding to their messages. So I don't want to be like one of those people. So that's why I'm trying to do this kind of solo for now. Starting in a few months, I will most likely have some streams where there's a guest, but those type of streams will be kind of like that, where chat gets kind of ignored until a certain section where we turn and ask chat for questions, because it'll kind of be like those streams will be more of kind of like an interview or like a well, I don't want to say talk show, but like I will be interviewing a guest and like getting to know them and stuff like that, and then we'll at some point during it be like, all right, I'm all out of my pre-planned questions. Does anyone in chat have questions for the guest and stuff like that? That's what I'm gonna try to do in the future, to because when I go back to university, I won't have access to my entire Lego collection. I'll have access to probably a very small box worth. So that's what I'm going to try to do, to stay connected to Lego Star Wars communities, interview different creators. Hopefully all different channel sizes, probably starting with a bunch of smaller channels, and then hopefully they'll allow me to start getting noticed just a little bit more and outreach and be able to reach out to more of the bigger channels. But I will definitely keep working with the small channels, because small channels are where it's at. Yeah, I could see that helping be part of the stream, but part of the stream is interacting with the chat. Haha. Yeah. So, as much as sometimes chat, there's not too many people in the chat, I don't want to introduce someone else unless it's like what I just said, like the interview like thing, where it's almost kind of like a video being premiered. Probably some of them will be like that too, just videos that are pre-made but they get premiered. So me and whoever the guests are in the chat, just chatting away and answering any additional questions and stuff like that. But probably some streams will just be interview like streams. Yeah, bro, I could make you a playlist. In most cases, Lofty beats aren't copyrighted. Okay. The Survivalist, there's also recommended a few songs to me in the past. I've listened to like one of them, but I did that for like however long the song was, and then I forgot. So, what else? Is there anything else in there? Have I heard of Snip, by the way? I don't know what that is. Besides, I know in the Clone Wars show, Anakin nicknames Ahsoka Snips. I doubt that's what you're referring to, though. Had a really cool conversation on Twitter earlier today where someone, I forget if it was the main account. I think it was the main account. They were saying how they recently just saw a thing about talking about how cool it would be if Ahsoka would eventually like meet Anakin's Force Ghost when he turns back to the light side and is able to be a Force Ghost and stuff. And the conversation slowly boiled down to like how we think the scene would go, where Ahsoka's dying of natural causes because she's just too cool to die any other way. So she'd be dying of natural causes. She'd have a bunch of her friends and probably family at that point visit her, and the very last thing that she hears before she dies is Anakin's Force Ghost coming into the room and saying something to do with like her nickname is Snips, like "Hey Snips," and then she makes a quick remark like she does in the Clone Wars movie that we first see her ever appear in, or she calls him Sky Guy, and then she dies, and that ends ends her legacy, or ends her story, but obviously her legacy will continue. So that's what the conversation boiled down. Super cool idea. No idea if it's ever gonna happen because Ahsoka, I think they're gonna keep milking her character for money until it's no longer profitable. Then they'll kill her, which is understandable because she's a super popular character now. Back when she was first introduced, she wasn't, but she is now. I always liked her from the beginning, though. I thought she was funny. It is a program that lets you slow what current song is playing, though I'm not sure what it's all compatible with. I just use it with Spotify. Okay. Just looked at the brick building category in Twitch, and the only one is Lego. Most streams are under 20 viewers. I didn't know Twitch had a brick building category. When I checked like a month ago, there was no such thing. I wonder if that's like a brand new thing. Because the only category I saw that would make any sense to stream under in Twitch was just chatting, which is kind of why this stream is first was called just chatting and Megasort, and now it's called Q&A with Megasort to hopefully encourage people in chat to ask questions by calling it a Q&A. But yeah. Oh. Apparently, if I lean a little too hard on my table, it shakes the table, but it also shakes my door. I thought earlier one of my family members came up here to knock on the door, but no, it's just me accidentally shaking my table too hard. I probably need to just adjust where I'm sitting, and that will hopefully fix that. But yeah, I didn't know there was a brick building category. I'd probably work in there. And then I can get it to where people who chat over there can chat with people in YouTube as well. Oh, you meant tag. Okay, yeah. Because I looked at categories and there was no such category that I saw. I didn't know there was a tag either. How do you look at tags? Do you just like type tags and then whatever you want when you're searching on Twitch? Interesting though. I didn't know there was a tag either though. So good to know. I have been thinking about streaming some games though on Twitch. I just got to double check to make sure my current computer can handle that before I attempt to actually stream. Makes really good progress, so there's only about probably 100 parts left on this table. And it's another box complete. Heck yeah. Get hyped. Just kidding. Unless you want to. But that means we've completed, I think, emptied 6 of my boxes, and there's the 5 left. So definitely some good progress, and we should be getting some even cooler sets in those other boxes. I just confused myself for a second there. I forgot. I'm considering these specials because they're basically bricks, but they're twice the height of a brick, so put them in the special category. Because you'd be surprised the amount of situations that you'll actually need those double tall bricks, but you can't find them. So, yeah. Do it, brother. Okay, I'll give it a shot. I will most likely not have time to test today, but I can definitely start doing some testing tomorrow. Are you in a position to start streaming again here soon as well, Benji? Oh, I'd do something with y'all if you wanted to. Still need to play more Minecraft and explore the new Nether stuff. I also have a little Terraria experience, lol. Not so sure about the Terraria thing. Our server that we're currently hosting the game, our Let's Play Together series isn't the greatest, so it can barely handle the both of us, both me and the survivalists on it. Wow, are you calling me out, survivalists? Wow. It's true though. I did my best to not learn or not look at the changelog or any spoilers for the 1.4 update for Terraria. So I don't know too much about the 1.4 update. Also, there's just so much that's new about it that I forgot. I keep forgetting some of the older mechanics and things that I should know, but I keep asking anyway. But I would definitely be down to play some Minecraft. I do. I recently joined another friend's realm server, which I was thinking of starting to do some videos on there. It's just trying to make. I'm trying to get some time so I can do stuff. So I'm just trying to. I'm thinking once university starts up again, I will definitely have more time for video games because I will have less time to do Lego stuff because I won't have access to most of it, except like a small box that I'm gonna bring, and that small box will mainly be stuff so I can do stop motion. So I won't be building, so I won't have to use a lot of my creative juices on the building process, just on the stop motion filming process. So. Do you have a dedicated server set up? Nope. Server is a bit jank because the server is hosted by Steam, so it pings around for a bit before getting to each of us. Yep. Yep. It becomes even more janky because in the latest Let's Play Together episode I put out, I tried a different technique of doing a time lapse where I purchased a camera account and used the camera account to film me digging out an area where I'm going to build what I'm calling the Mountain of the Guide project, which is going to be this huge mountain project that I'm going to try and do. Problem is that camera account's also running off of my computer while my main account's running. So things just spiraled down. So I had to, luckily it paid off okay. I was able to get enough settings worked out that everything looked okay. But it obviously could be way better. I'm hoping it's going to be way better in the future. What is up, TechBot? Glad you're able to make it to a stream. Right now we're on the finishing parts of parting out the 2012 Echo Hoth base set that came with the Luke Skywalker minifigure in the diaper and a few other kind of cool minifigures. And by finishing this, that's another one of my boxes full of sets completed. And there's another 5 USPS priority mailboxes that we got to get through. But I am doing great. How are you doing, TechBot? I hope you can get back. Hope you can get some more motivation back so you can start making some more content as well. Because I loved your stuff, especially your streams. Those streams were pretty cool. I also just love the fact that you use a shock trooper for your profile, because I like shock troopers. There's a few clone battalions and legions that I like that are my favorites above shock troopers, but shock troopers and the Coruscant Guard are pretty cool as well. But yeah, man, I hope you can get some more. I hope you can get your motivation back to make some cool stuff, because your clone base that you recently made was really cool. I liked it. It was nice being able to decide the fate of if it had a, if it had a roof or not as well. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that's totally fine. Take your time. I've had to take several breaks over my YouTube career. One break lasted over lasted a long time. I think over 2 years. That break lasted because I was super busy with life stuff. But if I take breaks in the future now, it hopefully will never be that long ever again. But yeah, take breaks here and there. I tried at the beginning of the summer when I picked up my YouTube channel again to get to where I had a bunch of videos backlogged, just so if I did need to take a break, there was still content going out. But you're not in the position to do that this time, so that doesn't work for you. But that's an option for in the future when you get your motivation back, and then you feel like you gotta take a break. Backlog a few videos, and then you'll still have content going on your channel, and you can take a break and take it easy and reflect, and then get back into it when you get more motivation. So let's see, I'm missing a ton of chat by me saying all that stuff. I know I will make the coolest. I will make the contest winners, but otherwise, I don't feel like doing anything but hanging out with friends. That's fine. Thanks. I love it too. What sucks is I'm gonna have to break soon. Yeah, which is basically what this whole Mega Sword's about. These are all right now. We're working on just sets that I own. These are official Lego sets that are being parted out, so I can actually work on future mocks and stuff. Especially if I can find some more specific parts I need to continue prototyping my Hellfire tank. All right, Benji. See you later, man. Thanks for hopping on the in the chat. It's great talking with you. Usually get bored of Lego when you finish a mock. I can see that. Yeah, I get that sometimes. What I mainly have happen is I'll be working in the middle of a project and then get a different idea, and then I start working on that. And by the time I finish that second idea and try to get back to that first thing I was working on, I have run out of motivation to finish the first project. Luckily, since I'm doing these YouTube videos again and doing these streams, that is not happening. I almost did give up on my Hellfire tank because it had been so long since I worked on it last. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks since the last time I worked on it. But I worked on it a little bit today, and it reignited my my motivation to work on it. So I can see the potential of where I'm going with it. I just need to put more time into it, and it will look a lot better. I also don't want to take the mock apart because there's no brick fair to bring it to. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. Like I had motivation earlier this month to build a really big mock, but that disappeared real quickly when I realized that I don't think there'll be any brick fairs or anything like that this year. I think we're all gonna have to wait till next year. Do I game? Yes, I do. On this channel specifically right now, the only gaming videos I make are the Terraria videos. Right now, I'm currently playing with the Survivalist, who's the mod in chat, and doing a Let's Play Together series, which is basically like a normal Let's Play but with 2 people, so multiplayer basically, but in kind of a different way. I play Minecraft as well. I also play I've played a bunch of games over my lifetime, but Terraria and Minecraft are the 2 that I always go back to when I finish other games. I think I might start streaming Republic Commando though, and maybe Classic Battlefront 2 when I just need to do some testing, make sure my computer can handle it. What do I game on? Typically, I either game on PC or Xbox One. But if I'm playing on Xbox One, I'm playing by myself because I've never bought Xbox Live, and I don't think I ever will, not for a while. So PC, especially PC, if I'm gonna play a multiplayer game with people over the internet, because multiplayer on the internet is free most of the time. So the set I'm pulling out of these bags, parting for the loud noise, and this mega loud noise that's gonna happen when I do this. This is the 2013 Republic gunship that we're gonna part out. I have a second one that we're gonna get to later, but that one I heavily modified in the past, so it's in a separate bag. But my plan in the future for these type of vehicles is to eventually just buy the brick vault instructions and then reuse most of these parts, because I think those reuse a lot of the official Lego set parts and then just add a few other things. So pardon the loud noise, but here we go. Awesome. There we go. One other thing before I look over at chat and catch myself up is you might notice there's like a green bar at the top right of the top middle of the screen. That's where we are so far for subscribers on the channel. The goal for this month is to reach 50, and we're actually super close. We're at 40 right now. I know the bar doesn't say that because I think some people who have subscribed have their subscriptions private, so I don't think Streamlabs is able to capture that data because it's private. So, but yeah, we're at 40 subscribers, which is awesome. And if we reach 50, I will do a mock contest. And then in the future, when we reach other milestones, there'll be more mock contests, but those ones will be done differently. Like there'll be different specifications and stuff like that. So, all right, what is chat saying? I just ordered my first gaming PC. It's coming soon. Nice. What'd you buy? Like, did you buy a pre-made computer or did you buy parts so you could build your own? I think when I am able to, when it's time for me to get a new computer, I'm just gonna buy pre-made or if I do buy parts, I'm gonna have a friend. Excuse me. I'm gonna have a friend put it together for me because he's really good with computers and stuff, and I am not so much. At least not with the building part. So the hardware's part of it, but I'm pretty good with software. But I'm gonna take a second right here to take a drink. It's pre-built, nice. Is this like a specific brand? Like, is it Alienware or? Apparently, that's the only one that comes to mind. But is it anything like that? I did some research though, and I think it will be good. Nice. Yeah, pre-builts are pretty good as well. Because they're pre-built. It just from what my friends have told me that are really big in the computers, it's just pre-builts typically cost more because it's already pre-built and assembled for you. But if you do parts, it's a little bit cheaper, but then you have to do the manual work of putting everything together. My friends have the same PC just with a graphics card lower, and his was really good. I'm not sure. I got it from Newegg. Yeah, Newegg is a pretty good website. That's where most of my tech friends buy their stuff. So nice. Are you gonna start making gaming videos on it on your second channel? You gonna stream, or are you just gonna game for funs, not worry about videos? That's what I've been typically doing with anything that's not my Terraria series right now. I've been just gaming for fun. They do, but I ain't risking it because I don't know how to build it. Yeah, I know a decent amount, just not enough to where I feel confident in my own abilities. So I will either buy pre-built or have one of my friends who I can trust put it together for me. Oh, my headset got stuck under the table again, or the cord got stuck under the table and started rattling. Maybe that's. He's saying the second channel kind of got abandoned. Okay, which is fine. One of my previous YouTube channels, because I've had a couple over the years. The last one I had before I took the massive like 2+ years hiatus and break, that one had a second channel as well. My main channel was a lot more popular though than the second one. I also didn't do too much with the second one either. I had like a couple of series of couple of series of games on there, and then that was it. My main channel, which at that time was also a Lego Star Wars channel, was way more popular. I'm gonna try to figure out a bunch of stuff out, and I'm really focused on exercise right now. Nice. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I had to move my streaming time, is because I need to start getting into some better shape, and I have a lot of other personal commitments I need to get to before I go back to university. So that's why this stream, if I hadn't gotten myself psyched back up and started exercising and stuff starting today, this stream would have been at 1 p.m. but instead started at 3 p.m. This one, right? Yes. Yeah, this is my main channel. What I was talking about a second ago is a previous YouTube channel that I had, but I have since deleted that and that one's second channel as well because I wanted to start from scratch, and so now I've got this one, Clone Plays, which that's kind of the reason why it's called Clone Plays. That way it can have gaming videos, but also it can have Lego Star Wars, and it can be kind of a variety channel because I'm kind of a variety person, or I vary a lot in my interests here and there. So having a channel name like that, I'll probably change the channel name in the future if I can come up with a better one, or if someone suggests a better name for a variety channel, then I'll change my name. But yeah. So the plays part of my name is for games, but the clone part is because I really like Star Wars. I thought you were a kid at first, never knew you were an adult, but that means you have more wisdom. Yeah. I've had the opposite experience when going to other Lego Star Wars creators streams, where I thought I had the assumption that they were a certain age, and they, from what my assumptions can tell, from what I can perceive, they are not that age. But it's totally fine, because here on the internet, no one really cares unless you make a big deal out of your age. So as long as you're following the community guidelines on YouTube and just the general rules of the internet and common sense, then it doesn't really matter how old you are as long as you're not dumb. There's one YouTuber and streamer I really like. On his streams, everyone is considered to be 62 years old. He considers himself 62-year old because I'm pretty sure he's pretty close to that age. But yeah, because age, especially on Twitch, as long as you don't do anything dumb or say out your age, because on Twitch you have to be 13 or older. So like, if you're like gonna be dumb and be like, I'm 12 years old, you could actually get banned off of Twitch or whatever. So on his streams, everyone is considered to be 62 years old and no talking about age. Same on a bunch of other streamers that I follow. So I try to maintain that same habit, same principle as well. Which is why you might see me on streams delete people's comments or their posts in the chat that they say their age or whatever, because like, don't do that. That's personal information. No one asked you to share that. You don't need to share that at all. So then I'll delete them and be like, hey, don't do that. And they'll be like, okay. Lol, just curious, what do you do for a living? I would love to be 62. I would love to be 62 if I didn't have any health problems when I get that old. Currently I am a full-time student at university. Right, so right now is actually my summer break, but I'm starting back up here soon. And my university's handling the whole, I dropped the plate in the box. My university is handling the situation by having a lot of strict guidelines, but we're still able to go back and live on campus, which is where I'm gonna be, which is why I've mentioned in a few of my streams, so I'll mention again, the Lego Star Wars part of my channel will slightly change. I like the video content and stuff because I won't have access to most of my collection, but I should be able to continue to make small stop motions and possibly do interview like videos where I'll be interviewing a guest on either a stream, on a premiered video, or just on a normal video, and be asking them different questions about like the history of their channel, why they picked the name for their channel that they've got, and things like that. So, and the guests will be other Lego Star Wars creators and stuff like that. I am studying to become a computer scientist. More specifically, a computer scientist that is in video game development. So, eventually the goal is I'll make video games for a living. We'll see how that goes. Right now I'm in the more programming aspect of that. I'm okay at programming. I definitely need to study more and learn more, but pretty good at programming. I'm also really good at drawing, or at least sometimes. Sometimes I'm pretty good at drawing. Some of my drawings are super bad, and like they're not good at all. But sometimes I can come up and get my hand to actually draw what my vision is, and then the thing I drew looks pretty cool. But yeah, which is why I really like stop motions, because they're like a way of understanding how you would want a video game to play out, because a Lego Star Wars stop motion is basically you making your own film. So that's why my stop motions are probably slightly different than what you'll see on a lot of other people's channels, because, and not to say that theirs are bad, I'm just saying I try to make mine act more like I'm making a movie. So I try to get different camera shots and I'm trying to make it so my stop motions, the only things you can see on the screen and in the shot are Lego related. So you don't like see my work table, you don't see my storage containers and stuff like that. What you see in the shot is what's supposed to be in the shot, not a bunch of stuff in the background or whatever. Which, if you've seen the stop motion I put out today explaining why my streams are at a different time from now on, that was my first attempt at trying to achieve that goal, and it is very difficult. It's very difficult to achieve, but if you can get it, it looks pretty good. My biggest criticisms that I've got about that stop motion I did for today is I didn't give enough frames for certain motions, like when my sig fig basically is moving around in his chair and moving his hand. There's not enough frames to get your mind to be tricked that he's like a living thing. um, you can definitely tell it's a Lego piece and not like, I don't know. I just need to add more frames to certain scenes, but I didn't do that. So that's one of my biggest criticisms about it. Um, that's super cool. I've always wanted to be good at drawing. Also, I'm playing Minecraft while watching. That's fine. I typically do that as well. I will typically listen to most of the videos I watch on YouTube and streams I list and watch on Twitch. I am typically only listening. So on Twitch, it's called lurking, where you're watching the stream or listening to it, but you're not participating in the chat. So I lurk a lot in different streams, and I just listen to videos while I do other things. So like, especially if I'm listening to a Lego Star Wars creator, I most of the time will also be working on a Lego project, because they could say something that can inspire me to do something with what I'm working on. But yeah. You're on an extremely toxic anarchy server called Emerald Battlecraft. Yeah, I am not a fan of those servers. I occasionally would hop on the different, cause that's even, those are worse servers than the ones I've been on, in my opinion. So I would occasionally, when I was younger, and I would say, excuse me, like 5 to 6 years ago, I would hop on the different faction servers. But the problem is, it's just none of your stuff is able to last, because someone will come around and grief your base and blow it up, and I am not a fan of that. I'm more of a fan of servers that are like Hermitcraft or Minecraft back in the day, where typically it's a bunch of friends or people who become friends that get together, they build cool stuff, and they work together, and you have the guarantee of knowing your stuff will never get griefed. You might get pranked, but pranking is different than griefing. We're making some slow progress on this gunship, but it's just because I keep talking and not focusing a lot on this. Right now it's more chatting than sorting. Let's see. They are rough. Yeah, that's why I don't like those. I don't like those servers. I like community like servers where people get along and they can work together and stuff like that, not ones where everyone's on their own and there's a 90% chance that whatever you do on that server will get blown up the next day, or like you log off and then immediately you log back in and all your stuff's gone. So Not a fan of those. Put that in there. I'm gonna need a new container probably for all these minifigure related things. I don't know what container I can use. Most of the containers I've got are pretty full. Hopefully later today I'm going to head over to my local Home Depot and try and see if I can find some more of those containers that Coconut uses. I'm going to try and find a different variation of the one that he's got. Hopefully in the store. If they don't have it in the store, then I have to buy them online. And if I'm buying them online, I'm going to buy a few of the ones that he recommends, and I'm going to buy a few of these other ones that are the same brand of container, but they got the entire container are those large drawers that are on his, but instead of having those small ones that are on top, it's all the large ones. But we'll have to see that. I'm going to be doing that around 6 p.m. my time. So in like an hour after the stream's over. Let's see. Yeah, pranks can be done pretty easily, undone pretty easily, while griefing is not. Because griefing usually means, well, typical griefing is you just blew up someone's entire base. So unless you reset the server, like reset those chunks by re-uploading a backup of the map, your base is gone. Whereas pranking is usually like you added a funny thing, like you added a funny clown hat onto someone's building, or you put a ridiculous looking build right outside their base so they have to look at it every time they go sleep in their bed and stuff like that. But things that are not harmful but playful. I found it fun just because you have to make alliances and be smart. Intelligence has to be at 7 or above for alliances to work. Fallout reference. Oh, okay. I think I get that, yeah. Because you have your stats, so you have to have an intelligence stats of 7 before you can make alliances, okay. Yeah, I haven't played any of the Fallout games. I know a lot about Fallout 4 though, because I'd watch a YouTuber who'd play it a ton, or like most of his content at that point when Fallout 4 was the Fallout game. He'd have a ton of videos out on it, so I typically watched a ton of his. Now now that specific YouTuber's only on Twitch now because he likes Twitch more, so doesn't make a bunch of Fallout videos anymore. I still occasionally catch his streams though because he plays Minecraft and other stuff. Alliances are fun, especially when they betray. It's a different kind of community when there's betrayal. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not a fan of those servers, so. Sadly, you gotta go. Great stream, though. I might be back. All right. Hopefully, you'll be back. I'll be going for about another hour, so. See you around, TechBot. I'm glad to see that you were in the stream today. Hopefully, you can catch. Hopefully, a part later of this stream and then future streams. I'll be streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. the same time that I started this stream, so probably be able to catch future ones. Yeah, this set is definitely kicking my butt. It's taking quite a bit to make a dent into this. Oh no! I dropped the part. Luckily, this part I can actually get to, unlike that Technic pin that I dropped earlier when I first put this set on the table. So far so good though. I have not made too many mistakes. The only mistake is that one part that's on the floor, but I've caught most of the other mistakes that I've almost made. I'm surprised Nightbot hasn't said anything in a while. I changed the timer on him so he would say things a little bit more frequently. Not enough to basically spam the chat, but enough to where he would say more than he would previously. Because previously he was on a 30-minute timer, so he'd basically only say things twice. in a stream. Now I've made some of his things that he would say on a 15-minute timer, so you should say a bit more than before. These are going to be nice when I eventually get around to making this gunship again. I know Lego Spencer actually needs a few of these for his I'm going to call it a prototype as well, but his model in that last video that he posted on his gunship. His gunship looks awesome. I'm glad he's making instructions for it as well. I don't know if I'll... But because he's doing that, I don't know which instructions I'm going to get first. Brick vaults or his, but I think I might go for brick vault first. Then swing back around and pick up his. So I think something very cool is do a review, a comparison review of a bunch of different people's mocks, because people do that all the time for the official Lego sets. Since Lego's released multiple versions of a lot of their sets, people can do comparison reviews of past sets to the newest set. But I think it'd be cool to do that for like different people's mocks. Like, there's a lot of different people have made a ton of different versions of the AT-AT, the AT-ST, the ATT, I believe. The gunship now has multiple that I'm aware of. AT-RTs. My watch later playlist, I guess you'd call it, on YouTube has over 100 videos in it, but about 50 or more of those are just different people's versions of the AT-RT. Which I was gonna sit down and build a bunch of them, but then I realized I don't have enough of the similar parts that you would need to make all of those. So that idea is gonna have to hold off for quite a bit, but that's an idea that I have for way down the pipeline, because it's gonna be quite a bit before that ever becomes feasible. But yeah, I agree with Coconut though. This 2013 set, honestly, 2013 was a great year for prequel sets and Clone Wars sets, because you got the 2013 gunship, Republic gunship, the 2013 ATT, which both look really good because they're based off of the Attack of the Clones version. Only downside, of course, is or one oddity between the movie version of the gunship and the Clone Wars version is the movie version only has the bubble turrets where you would have those front doors, have a second set of doors on the cargo troop transport area. Whereas in the Clone Wars show, they got rid of the bubble turrets that were there and put doors there instead. And then I think it's the second battle of Geonosis, the Geonosis arc. Some of those gunships actually have the bubble turrets on them, so it's like, okay. Apparently some variants have the bubble turrets, some have second set of doors. Some, like the space gunships, have are air sealed tight, or whatever you'd say that, so that they could the troops can be transported in space. Then you have the gunships that were used on Bara that have the giant headlights, which some people have mentioned, and I agree, definitely makes them a big target, because now the enemy can spot you, can spot those gunships and take them down, and make less Republic troops actually get on the ground. But I can see why the Republic would want those, because it's a planet engulfed in darkness, so has its pros and cons there. And then there is, if I remember right, in canon, there's like one other variant, which is a stealth variant, but there's no picture of what that looks like, because it was used in a book. So there's no picture, there's just a description of kind of what it looks like. In Legends, you got the ARC Trooper gunship, which is that one that Captain Fordor uses, that has the blue markings on it, and has the I forget which Star Wars animal it is, but it's kind of like a Rancor face on the front. But that one looks really cool as well. That one I believe doesn't have bubble turrets on it. The one that you can see in the 2003 Clone Wars. I believe that one doesn't have any bubble turrets. I could be wrong though. I have a few pictures of or drawings of it that do have bubble turrets, but I believe the one you actually see in the show doesn't. And I think there's a few other variants. The ATT actually has quite a few variants. So you got your normal standard looking one that you see in Attack of Clones, but in the Clone Wars show there's one that has green paint green markings on it. You see those ones during the Ryloth arc when Mace Windu does his Shatterpoint ability on that one ATTE window cab. Those ATTs are marked with green paint and I think one other color, so they're not painted in the dark red. And then there's one also in the same Ryloth arc. Commander Pons is inside of one that has like a command center like thing, like consoles and clones are sitting in there. So it's like an ATTE got merged with a forward command center. And then there's the I think there's a few other ones. But the biggest differences in the ATTs though is just paint jobs, whereas the gunships actually have major differences. Like one has an extra set of doors, one has bubble turrets instead of doors, one is able to be in space. So it has doors plus I believe it has had a few other features on it. Also has the giant lights. So stuff like that. ATRTs, the biggest differences are just when people make their own, because the ATRT itself has like a consistent design between the Clone Wars show and Episode 3. But yeah, I am sorry if I just bored anyone with all of that knowledge I just dumped there. I just find it super interesting. So sorry, survivalists. That's the stuff that I keep in my memory, not like, oh, when do we get the Dryad? How do we get the Dryad? And other important things I should know for the Terraria series. For some reason that stuff has just gone out my brain, out the window. But a ton of the random Star Wars knowledge, nah, that stuff stays in the brain. You might just say I spend a little too much time. You might say I spend too much time. There we go. That's how I want that sentence to sound. You might say I spend too much time on Wikipedia reading stuff. And just in general talking to Star Wars fans and they bring up stuff. One thing I've noticed by doing these streams is because I'm talking for so long, when I finally take a break and like shift my jaw a little bit, one side of my left side of my jaw will be super tense, but it goes away after a while. You could say I'm just not used to talking very much, because in a typical day, at least during the summer vacation, since there's a lot of things you really can't do, like, and just the fact a lot of my friends just don't live where I live anymore. A lot of them moved away, so I'm not able to visit many of them in person. And I've just been kind of busy now with doing YouTube and stuff, so there's a lot of them I don't talk to over the internet either, so I don't do a lot of talking throughout the day, except when I'm streaming. Then that's about 2 hours where I'm talking constantly, so it's a different space for me, I guess. Or it's yeah, I don't know how I want to phrase that, but yeah, basically I talk way more in these streams than I do throughout a typical day, so that could explain why my jaw gets kind of my left side of my jaw gets kind of tight. Or I could just be speaking complete nonsense, that too. I'm gonna take a second here and take a drink because my throat It's starting to get a little dry. But survivalists, I do have a question for you. How do you see what tags are? I don't know if I've ever seen tags. Like, how do you search for tags? Because I'm kind of curious now that you said you saw one for brick building. I wonder who's actually over there who streams and what they do. We're making some good progress. I believe there's 300 parts. Is my educated guess. My university level educated guess. I believe there's about 300 pieces here. Definitely gonna need a new container for special. This one's already overflowing. It's already got way too much in it. I will not be able to put that one away correctly into the storage rack that these containers go on, unless I sift off the top and flatten it. Browse, filter by. Okay, I will have to look at that later. Probably either right after the stream's over or tomorrow. Because I'm very curious about who's actually streaming on Twitch doing Lego stuff. And if they'd like to join forces with the rest of the Lego Star Wars community that's on YouTube. Oh, hey. I just fixed a mistake I didn't know I made. I accidentally threw a special brick in the normal brick container. But yeah. Anyone have any idea? For those of you who are in chat still, any of you have ideas for future projects? I'm always open for community suggestions of what type of, like, either what type or what type of video I should make or what a video should be on and stuff like that. Because this channel is free. It's just as much for you as it is for me. I have quite a few ideas of what I want to do in the future. I've already discussed what a few of them are going to be. The interview-like videos, I just need to sit down and send out invites, basically, to a bunch of different YouTubers and see if they'll accept it. I definitely need to start doing that now, though, so I can start doing that when August arrives. Because it'll probably take a few of them a bit to respond back, because they'll probably be in an email. So I'll probably take them just a little bit to respond back, so I need to get on that. I also need this headset to stop going underneath my table, so it stops making random noises and almost unclipping itself from my laptop. Hopefully if I have my arm rested right here, that won't happen anymore. Getting close, so I think we're almost out of the normal bricks. That's what I'm trying to focus on right here. Then I want to focus on plates. Just taking a second here to pause. I believe that's all. Nope, there's one over there. All right, I believe. Nope, that's one. Every time I say I believe, that's it. There's always another one. Always. But alright, I'm actually gonna, instead of working on plates, I'm gonna work on special because I see quite a few that are around. Also, a few random stragglers for the printed selection are still out and about. I'm glad to see that I'm gonna have so many jumper plates because those are very handy in a pinch, especially if you got like if you're doing a mock and you have a very smooth floor because you used a lot of tiles, but you want some minifigures to stand on it. You can either try to manipulate the minifigure to stand on its 1 foot without using a jumper plate, or you can just use a jumper plate that's in the right color. I typically go for the jumper plate in the right color. because it solves the whole trying to get a minifigure to balance between its two legs. Like you spread out you put like the left leg forward and you put the right leg back and try and get it to balance that way. Which you kind of still need to do if you want your minifigure to look like it's in like it's running. But if you're just having one walk, a jumper plate's fine. Also, if you're just gonna have them stand there, jumper plate works swimmingly. The problem with that, for me though, is I doubt I have enough tiles to actually make a floor where it look good. But the more sets we get through, the more tiles we're getting. So this container is about halfway full finally. For the longest time, it was barely had anything in it. So we're making some really good discoveries over this streaming series. Okay. That's fair. There's a few YouTubers I'm currently now watching that only do Mario Kart Wii stuff. There's a few there's one I watch that does Mario Kart 8 Deluxe stuff, and then I have a few that I recently subscribed to that do Super Mario Maker 2 stuff. So that does not surprise me. There's actually quite a few. That's quite a few people, honestly. 149 people. Is that all for one streamer though, Survivalist, or is that 149 broken over multiple different streamers? But I love Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy. That one and its sequel are really awesome. I kind of wish Super Mario Odyssey was more like the Super Mario Galaxy games. Because I don't know. Seeing the gameplay, because I haven't played it personally, but seeing the gameplay for Super Mario Odyssey looks weird. It's a weird game, and it departs from, I guess, the traditional Super Mario game, which is good and bad. It's just a category. Okay, so all 149 of those people they're broken up between different streamers. Okay, it's not just one streamer with all 149. Oh, well, I lost another plate to my minifigure storage, which is also where that Technic part from earlier fell. So there's only 63 people watching Mario Galaxy 2. That's lame. Lame. More people should watch that game. It's fun. I personally haven't played it in a number of years, but my memory of playing it was a good game. I think I could be able to 100% beat it this time though. Now that I'm much older than the last time I played it, because there's a few of those purple comics, not commits that I got stuck on because they're those time trial run ones where the Cosmic Mario will mess you over if you do it wrong. So I got messed over, so I wasn't able to 100% that. Also, I think I just got stuck on a normal level on the first Galaxy game, because I don't think I have ever actually done the final boss by myself in single player. I know I've done it in 2-player, but not 1-player. I think we got most of the slopes now. Okay, there's actually quite a few still. I think we got most of them. So I'm gonna switch. Every time I say that, oh, we've almost got all of them. I see like 8 more. My eyes just didn't see them when I said that. There's actually quite a few. There's all these lime green ones. All these like lime greens wedge parts. All right, I'm gonna switch over the tiles because there's quite a few tiles, and then I see a decent amount of bricks that are left. Let's go. We've almost completed sorting out the Republic gunship from 2013. Getting quite close to moving on to the next set, which I have no idea because I didn't see what it was when I grabbed this one. Slope. Special. Tile. 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 Yay! Glad to see so many tiles are being added to the tile collection, or tile category. The future's bright for tiles, I guess. I don't remember what all these green studs are for. All these translucent green studs are for. Unless, oh, I know what they're for. Those and the translucent blue are for the missiles. Because for some reason they color coded them. Where there's two that are translucent blue and the rest are translucent green. I think there's 8 missiles in total. The biggest downside of their inclusion of the missile play feature is those missiles are in the wrong spot. They're supposed to be kind of inside of those, what I always, when I was a kid, thought were the engines of the gunship, but no, those are actually the missile tubes. But the rockets on the official Lego sets are just, they're not accurate whatsoever to what the gunship looks like, but they definitely do their job for the play feature. I don't know how many of you noticed also, but there's actually missiles underneath of the wings of the gunship. I'm not sure if that's just a storage rack for more missiles or if the gunship can actually shoot missiles from down there as well. But if it can, the Republic gunship is it's heavily not armored, but heavily weaponized, I guess, or it has a ton of weapons on it because it's got the 2 massive missile launcher tubes on top. It's got, I'm talking about the Attack of the Clones version. It's got technically 4 bubble turrets, 2 that are manned by clone troopers. The 2 that are in, or the ones that are in the wings, those are actually remote controlled. So one of the second pilot, he's technically the gunner. He's in charge of those, and the main guns, I believe, in the front. And then you have 3 of those ball turret kind of guns. And then, oh, I believe those went in the right one. Yeah, and then these are tiles. And then it's got those, I think, additional missiles underneath the wings that it can shoot. And then you have all the troops, and all the troops are carrying weapons too. So it's heavily armored, or heavily gunned, is what I keep trying to say. Excuse me. There are 18 people watching Mario Kart 64. They're like 20 times that for Ocarina of Time. Wow. Only 18 for Mario Kart 64? That's a shame. Mario Kart 64 is still a top-notch Mario Kart game. I'm surprised more people aren't playing it today. For being so old, the graphics are still amazing. Alright, we did it! 2013 gunship taken care of. Now there's only one more, but we're not to that point yet. Alright, so what's next in this box? We can either do... Wait, what is this set? What is this? Is this what I think it is? Is this what I think it is? I think so. I think I know what that one is. Let's do this smaller one, then we'll do this bigger one. Since the smaller one is in a bag that it can't actually fit in properly. So the next set we're gonna work on, after I get those few parts that fell out of the bag, this is the Duel on Geonosis set that came out that same year, 2013. This came with a Yoda, Count Dooku figure, and it came with Count Dooku's pilot droid for his solar sailor. I think that's all the minifigures, so pardon the loud noise, but here we go. Nice. This is a massive tile. This 8 by 16 part is all one tile. I thought it was a plate. If it were a plate, I wouldn't have had to buy more 8 by 16 plates from one of my secondhand shops. But no, this is just a massive tile. So if you're gonna do a massive courtyard area but you don't want any studs, this is the part for you. This set comes with one. I don't know what other sets come with this, but dang, son. This is a massive tile. And luckily it's in a color that doesn't typically break, so it hasn't broke. If that were the reddish brown color, man, that thing would have broke by now. But nice thing about this too is there are more of these molded rock pieces. I know lots of Lego. I know a lot of the Lego Star Wars community hates, and the Lego community in general doesn't like these because they're pre-made, so you can't they don't really lend themselves to being used in funky ways besides just a rock wall. But these will actually go quite well for me when I do my super small stop motions, because I won't have the time or the resources to build my own rock walls. I just need to use these specific parts. So I'm gonna put them over where I currently have the remainder of my stop motion that I filmed I think a week ago at this point. Duolingo has 15 people watching it. I didn't know that was a category, and two, I wonder what language they have in. Probably Klingon. It's my guess. I didn't know people stream Duolingo on Twitch. That's hilarious. I also can't believe there's people watching someone learn to do that. I don't even know what to call it. It's not really a game, but it kind of is a game. But that's kind of funny. That's funny. Nice to see we got more of these slopes. Too bad they're not in black, because I need black versions of these slopes for to finish off more of my prototype snail tank, because it still has quite a few problems with it being in its prototype stage. The rebrickable instructions fix that though, because they actually tell you what you need, because I added a parts list at the end of it. This one's not too bad though. This is definitely way smaller than the next set we're gonna work on. Has a decent amount of brown parts, which is nice. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is one of those parts for the speeder bike that Count Dooku uses. Nice. I believe this is the only set that I have, or this is the only one of this part that I own, because it only came in this one set. So that's nice. Got up I don't even know what I just tried to say. Quite a few of these handlebars and these clips that look like arms, like battle droid arms. Those are always nice to have because you can use them as battle droid arms and other things. But finding more of those handlebars are nice, because I do have quite a few of them, but they've disappeared within my parts collection. So when I'm trying to build something that needs a handlebar, I can never find one. But now I should be able to after we do our mega sort. Heck yeah. Get hyped. Should be good. There's a decent amount of these. Oh, is this a 3 or a 4? Oh, it's a 4. Dang it. Got a decent amount of these dishes though. Not really sure what I'm gonna do with them in the future. What's that sound? Oh. I hope you all in chat can't hear that, but there's just this whining, there's this whining noise in the background. I wonder if one of my family members is vacuuming or something downstairs, because technically my this room is on the second story of our house, so. Or I wonder if that's someone outside. It could be either. I'm leaning towards someone outside though, because our vacuum doesn't sound like that unless the vacuum's struggling right now. That could always be the case too. The vacuum is kind of old. It's a really nice vacuum, but it's an older nice vacuum, so it's starting to have its problems. Just like anything that you've had when you first bought it was like brand new, top of the line, but now you've had it for several years, decade even. It starts having problems as well. Decent amount of these jumper plates are in this set too. Nice. And more of these unique 2x2 bricks rounded that have the teeth gear like things in them, because you can actually use these as gears if you set them up correctly. So if you don't have any of the normal type gears, if you got those, you can use those for gears. That still cracks me up that people are watching Duolingo though. I will definitely not be joining any Duolingo streams on Twitch, that's for sure. That is for sure. But I saw that someone else just joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Right now we're parting out the 2013 Battle of Geonosis set that came with Yoda and Count Dooku and Count Dooku's pilot droid. And we're just organizing into different categories. So welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. You kind of joined at the tail end of the stream, however, because we're only going to be going for another 10-ish minutes. Which is fine, because we've emptied out one box today. And we will most likely, we'll be streaming again on Wednesday at the same time, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. my time, which is Mountain Standard Time. And on Wednesday's stream, we should be able to finish at least one box. The hope is for 2 though, because there's only 5 boxes left, so we can finish 2 on the next stream, then that only leaves us 3 boxes. So but if we finish all the boxes, then we have a bunch of built sets that we're going to work on, and then you guys can actually see what set we're working on instead of just this jumbled mess of parts. I say, all right, this is a set, and you guys are just like, what is he talking about? That's not a set. That won't happen. You guys will actually see what set it is, and I'll sit there and use a brick separator and take them down. It'll be kind of sad, but it'll be worth it, because those parts will definitely be used for future things. Most likely future versions of the same set. Just a minifigure scaled version of whatever vehicle or droid it is. But they'll definitely be used for good and not evil. Or something. I don't know. We're making some good progress. I'm going to start switching over to picking up the plates now. Which, luckily, there's a bunch of brown plates in this set, because I'm most likely going to need a decent selection of brown plates and tiles for when I get back to prototyping my Hellfire droid. Most likely tomorrow, I want to say. Definitely not today, just based on the way that I've scheduled out my day for today, but most likely tomorrow. Plus, I should be able to finish, or start and hopefully finish editing another stop motion for the channel. Hopefully that one will be slightly better than one I did today. Just because one of the criticisms rather, I have about the one I posted for today is just I kind of knew it while I was editing, but I didn't think it was true until I posted it. There's not enough frames in the stop motion, so it looks a little jarring. And I will try to fix that either for this next stop motion or the one after that. That's a brick, and that's a brick, and that one is that, and that, and that, and this one. And I think that's it, because I consider that as a special, so let's go around and grab a bunch of the other specials. Definitely, I've already said it once, definitely gonna need a new special container. I have one more container I can use for special. Hopefully Hopefully my run to my local Home Depot later today will be fruitful. It'll be fruitful no matter what. It just depends if it's gonna be fruitful with me going in person to the store, or if I'm gonna have to buy them on the internet. If I buy them on the internet, that means I gotta wait for them to ship. But if I can buy them in person, that means boom, I can just walk out of the store with them in my hand and start working on phase 2 immediately. I'm gonna grab more of the tiles. That way they're out of the way. I think that's literally the last tiles in my hand. Okay. Bad timing to say that, but okay. Oh, never mind. There's literally that one tile I was just staring at. It didn't register in my brain that it was a tile. If more of these parts would register for what they are, we'd probably blitz through these sets a little bit more. Doesn't help that they're just in these bags. They're not like pre-sorted into the different categories. Might have to do that if I'm not able to find any more containers that put the different categories in. Might have to just reuse the bags that I had them in, which would be kind of a shame. This is a stack of 3 bricks. I thought that was just one. I almost made a mistake, chat. How could I? You guys would have been so disappointed in me. But luckily it didn't happen, so I don't have to worry about that. Alright, then that goes there, and then these are all plates. Nice. Alright, so that's where we're going to end the sorting part of this stream today. The set we'll be working on tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Wednesday, first thing of the stream will be one of my 2013 ATTEs. That one, again, I have 2, but the second one I heavily modified, and we'll get to that one in future streams. So if you guys have any last minute questions for me, type them in the chat now. If not, this is going to be pretty close to the end of the stream. Just going to wait out till my clock says 5 o'clock, and then I'll end it. So again, any last minute questions, feel free to ask them. But yeah, we're making some serious progress. There's only right now only 5 boxes, but by the end of Wednesday's stream we should be at 3 boxes, so that'll be pretty nice. Yeah, glad to see there was a decent amount of people who showed up to the stream, even though it's at a different time than I typically streamed last week. So that gives me good hopes that picking 3 p.m. as my new time was a good choice, and hoping definitely going to continue doing these streams until I go to university. Then the streams might stop for a little bit. That way I can get myself settled in and ready to go, and then I will try my best to pick them back up again. So yeah, if any of you have any songs that you want me to start including in these streams so they play in the background, let me know. You can either type their names and where to find them in chat, or you can message them to me on Twitter, or, well, actually, yeah, if you have any business queries for me about things like that, you can always go to my YouTube and find my email on my About page and email me about business inquiries. If you haven't already, check out my channel. I guess it's not my channel trailer, but if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And when you are subscribed, check out the video you see for returning subscribers. That mock, the Snail Tank 2.0, I have made instructions for. So if you go to raybrickable.com and look for Clone Plays -instructions, you will find all of the instructions I've made for my mocks, including that one. So, a little bit of some bad timing. SW, I'm actually at the pretty close to ending my stream. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? If you have any questions you want to ask me before I end the stream, ask them now. As a recap, what we've done today is we finished parting out a 2013 Republic gunship, the 2013 Battle of Geonosis set, and finished off where we left off on last stream, and finished parting out a slave, the 2006 Slave 1 set as well. So yeah, I am doing great, man. Just wished you were able to join the stream earlier, because I am now at the point where I'm going to end the stream. So thank you very much for everyone who came and joined. I will be streaming again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I have a little stop motion that went out earlier today at 9 a.m. my time that explains more about that. So thank you all. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.